Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome back to some more Planet Zoo. So last episode we put in our brown bear, or our black bear. We also got our first 5-star animal, and we also put in our hyenas. So we have 16 habitat species in the zoo. We still need 20. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put in another animal over here in this little area here, because we can actually get the Chinese pangolin and put it into the zoo. I think it'll be fine over here in this little area. It'll also it doesn't take as much space. It's a small animal, just like the aardvark. So I think we should be good to put in a pangolin, a Chinese pangolin over there. So I'm going to create a habitat for the animal here and get everything into position. Basically, put it into a nice home here. Build up a nice barrier with the two-way glass, just in case it does get to have a little bit of shyness. And one of the cool things about this, though, is that we can actually put it over here and put the habitat gate over in the staff walkway, which is nice because that means they're not going to have to be walking through the guest pathway to get into the habitat at all. So that's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to kind of clear up the path there for the guest so they can see into the exhibit and see more of the animal. So now all we have to do is wait on the pangolin to get out of quarantine, and then we can put it back in. But I do need to keep the stress level down on my aardvarks. As you can see, they're still stressed with this area. I really should not have changed it and put a walkway in there. I don't know why I did that, but I ended up putting in a walkway there to I'm like, oh, the guests can go through and see the animals, they'll love it. But then the aardvarks have just done nothing but be stressed out the whole entire time. So I'm thinking about putting this wall here around the corner, and that should help with the stress level, where they can go behind the wall and kind of chill out if they need to. And then I also put some more trees and stuff over on the right hand side, over by the that shelter, so that they can go inside of it. On both sides of the habitat, they could go inside of it and can kind of get away from the guests if they need to. Okay, so we have our Chinese pangolin here. It is in its exhibit, and we need to fix up the welfare a bit more, though. Need some soil and a lot less long grass, basically. I'm probably going to need to put in a few heaters as well, because as you can see down there at the bottom, it is going to snow soon. We are in the New York City area for our zoo, so unexpected weather and snow can happen. But let's just kind of get rid of some of this grass here and fix up the place for you. There we go. Nice. And so we're working good on space. Plenty of space for our pangolin. Very nice. And we technically only need one, because we just need the number of species. We don't need them to be multiple of the same ones. So let's go ahead and put in some food, a water pipe, and oh yeah, gotta get those heaters going because it's getting cold in there, and animals are going to be upset with the snow that live in the desert. I also need to put in some shelters as well. Not too much, considering we only have one animal in our habitat. But hey, I'm very happy that we're getting closer to the end, you guys. I feel like we're really on a roll right now. We're really getting through this. It just seems like it's been forever since I have just had such an easy time with the scenario, but it's pretty much been just straightforward. As long as you can fit these animals into these little tiny spaces, then it should be okay. And you should have the right amount that you need to complete the scenario. It's just the guest thing that I really struggled with a lot, because for some reason I didn't have a lot of guests in my zoo. Still doing research. As you can see, we've got a bunch of research completed. I'm doing some more research for the camels currently. And now we've got our Chinese pangolin in the habitat there. I think we're good to go on you. Let's see. Yeah, we just need some enrichment. Food enrichment. Yes. Got the other enrichment. We just need food enrichment. Let's put in one of these little anthills. And boom. That's all we needed. And technically that's all we needed. Now we're up to 100%. And we are good to go on the Chinese pangolin. Oh, we do need plants though. We do need plants. I'm gonna go ahead and go through here and place in some plants and some trees. Get the coverage up to green. And we are good to go. Yay! And the habitat looks so much better, and it's finally stopped snowing. We had a brief snowstorm that has blown through, but now it's finally stopped. Much better. Alright, I'm just adding a few more finishing touches here, and there we are. We are good on our Chinese pangolin. And the welfare is all good. We're all good to go. Now we just need to, I guess, move on. We have 17 species in the zoo. And we've got an average... Ooh, we actually got the guest one completed. We have 1950 guests. And their happiness is all the way up. So we've completed another check mark there on the scenario. So now we need to put in our next 2 animals here. Well, technically it's 1 more species, but there's 2 of them. I thought we could put the bongos in. And that would be another species. We put them over here. We're almost out of space, guys, but we do have enough for 1 more species. Ooh, 1 more species, excuse me. Over here in the corner. So I think I'll put in the bongos over here. And we're going to use the 2-way glass because we researched it, so we might as well use it. Let me get this barrier going here. Got the barrier changed up for the bisons and and the pronghorns, and I've got my education boards for my bongos as well as my Chinese pangolin. I forgot to put that in. I'm gonna put one in over here. I put in the donation box, but I forgot to put in the education board. So let's change that over here to the pangolin. Where are you? There you are. Okay. And there we have it. That. Once they get into the habitat, we can change it over to the bongos. But they're currently in the quarantine. Oh, quarantine passed. Okay. Let's get them, take them out, and move them in here. So excited. We'll have another species. Ooh. And as you guys saw in our animal trading, we do have a giraffe that I managed to get from the, whatchamacallit, from the trading center. The animal trading, I managed to get me a giraffe. That's nice. So we'll have another species into our zoo. So let's move it on up here and fix up this habitat here real quick. Fix her on up, fix up the terrain. Nice. And of course, we're gonna need to add in a lot of plants as well, like we did with the Chinese pangolin, because apparently they like a lot of plants coverage too. But you know what? I actually like it. I kept going through all these scenarios, or not scenarios. I kept going through all these different animal habitats, and I kind of just would do standard stuff, you know, like the food, water pipe, shelter, enrichment items, and then be done with them because their welfare was up to 100%, because they didn't need any plants, they didn't even need any trees, their coverage was totally fine. And I was just like, it's fine. I'll just not worry about it. But the habitats look so much better though. Don't they just look so much better when you put in the plants and stuff? It just, I don't know, it just looks so much better. And I think the guests probably will think it looks better too. I don't know. I thought it looked a lot better. I feel like it looks so empty without having all these plants and all this wildlife growing. It just seems like it's such a boring life, you know? You just have a standard flat surface with food and water. Let's add some plants. Let's add some greenery. Let's add something to make it look a little bit better. I mean, right? I mean, how do you think the bison over there and the pronghorns? They only have nothing. They have this little tiny enclosure with no trees and coverage. And the only reason I couldn't put that in there was because the space was limited, okay? I would have put some in there, but I didn't want to do anything because we cannot increase the size of that habitat anymore. I tried. There's no area where I can increase the size, so I have to just go with what I've got. And since we have multiple species in one enclosure, I decided it would probably be best to not add in the plants and stuff, because then it could really get crowded in there. So I didn't worry about it. But now we've got some pretty plant coverage in there. The bongos are nice and happy. And it looks like we are almost finished here. We're just gonna need to put in a few more habitat species, and I think we might have completed almost the whole entire thing. We just need to be on the lookout for those 5-star animals. We currently only have 1, and we have 18 species in the zoo, so we're gonna need to put in another one. So I'm thinking maybe here. I'm not for sure. I know I want to put in one more, like a turtle or something, because I know they don't take up a lot of space. But we're running out of room. We're running out of room, and I need to expand out my safari basically on into that corner over there. Because once we put in that giraffe, it's going to start to get crowded. Very crowded. So let's just go ahead and send them in, and that will count towards another animal that we can put in. So let's send you in to the quarantine area and get quarantine passed for you. And then maybe, what do you think, right here? I think if we made the path a little bit smaller, we could place a turtle in over here, and that would count as number 20. And then we would have our 20 species in the zoo. I'm thinking it might work. I think it might. So let's take the path away, and let's make the path a little bit smaller. Got some more research done there. And I can just create a barrier here. Ooh, nice. There we go. Now quarantine is passed on our our giraffes. They can go into their habitat, but I'm going to place my turtle real quick into this one, because that's going to be our number 20. And we are going to be ready to complete another scenario. It's going to be nice. Okay. So we got our turtle here. Okay on space. Just need to fix up the habitat here a little bit. Need to add in some sand. I'm just going to add it into the whole thing, even though it doesn't need it. And everything's pretty much good. I'm going to add in some sand. And then we're going to need to put in some shelters. Just one. I think we'll just do one turtle. Turtle will last us here a long time and will stay alive for a while. So I think it'll be fine to just have one. Because technically one will count towards our species that we need in our zoo. So come on there. Come on. I don't know where to put it because I want them to be able to walk past it. I think they still can. If I put it up against the wall there, I'm going to put it up against the corner. There we go. Hard shelter is good. Okay. Need to put some leaves down here. There we go. And now I need to put in the food and water. Oh yes, heaters as well. Because we do have the chance for snow. And I want to make sure that if we ever have a chance of snow, that the tortoise is okay. Let's put in a few enrichment items here. Just to bring that welfare back up. Ooh, and I gotta put in my food trough, which is very large. I don't know if it's gonna fit. I'm probably gonna have to put in a pretty small one. There we go. They don't technically need that much space anyway, because as you can see, he goes really slow. He goes really slow. So just getting from one side to the other to get the food and water is gonna be gonna take a lot. I'm gonna put in some food enrichment here, some toy enrichment, and then a little sprinkler here. And I think tortoise should be good. Tortoise should be good to go. Put that sprinkler in there. Are we good? Oh yeah, we're great. 100%, 90% overall enrichment is great. All right, we're good. Got another animal down. Now it's time to place in our standard items. You guys know our our education items for the turtle, and our donation boxes, and our speakers. And we're gonna need to get our giraffes here out of the quarantine because we need to put them in, and we will be that much closer to completing the scenario. So happy to finally get it done. Let's put them over here in this big safari enclosure. We've been waiting this whole time to get these animals in here. We got quite a bit of species living in this one area. Alright, so as you can see, we're at 19. Once those giraffes get into the zoo, we will have completed yet another check mark there on our gold star scenario. There we go, we are done. Now all we need left to do is just get 5 animals to a 5-star rating. We have 1 currently, just need 5. Which is going to be a long time because I'm going to have to do a lot of waiting. But we do have our giraffes in here. So we are going to be limited on space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size of my safari exhibit. And we're just taking up the rest of the space, everyone. Because this is it. We no longer need any more animals in the zoo. All we need is to worry about that star rating. So I'm going to just go ahead and make this last big space over here my whole entire safari area, and I'm not even going to worry about it anymore because everybody's good. Everybody's got pretty much okay spacing. Welfare is good. We don't have to worry about welfare anymore technically. The only thing we need is those 5-star animals. That's all we need. So let me just expand it out here. And we also are going to need to put in some food and enrichment items for the giraffe, of course, as well as some heaters and shelters. So I'm going to have to redo all of the shelter area here, basically because the giraffe takes a huge shelter. And when I say huge shelter, I mean huge. I'm going to basically have to turn this exhibit upside down just so that I can get this shelter in here. Look at how big this thing is. My goodness. It is huge. But hey, it's going to cover all of our animals, so we should be really good there. And I think it's going to give us some good privacy as well. It's going to be nice. Nice. So we've got that, and then look at all this bedding we can have. Like, they're just going to have a field day. It's going to be amazing. Having so much more room to lay in their areas and have their space and privacy. It's going to be great. This is going to be nice. Plus, it'll be able to house the giraffes as well. Okay, so now I think I want to try to utilize that back area there because a lot of animals are going to need to go into that back area. So I'm going to put in a small shelter over here, and this should help out with any social issues that we might have if we just add another shelter back here, just in case we come to a point where they're like, oh, they need a little bit more shelter space and stuff. That big house wasn't enough. Well, here's another one. Here's a tiny one just in case. Let's just make sure we get all our bases covered. I don't want no bad animals here in this scenario. I want all 5 stars. I'm ready for completion. Okay, there we go. And I need to put my water area back in because I had to take it out to be able to put my giraffe shelter in. So space is a little bit cramped. There we go. Okay. Space is still good. Now we just need a little bit more soil. That's probably because I took the new space and put it over here. Yeah, that's why. So we'll put in a little bit more soil here. And we are looking good to go. plant coverage is all nice. Now I think the only thing left to do is, let's see, probably could put more, I don't know if I should, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to put the water area pretty much back where it was because water treatment doesn't cover that side. So I'm gonna have to put it back over here. I couldn't put it over there currently because it was in the way of the shelter. So I gotta figure out where I'm gonna move this stuff to. I need to move it around a bit more. I mean, we need to utilize this back area here. I mean, there's so much space back here, we might as well use it. Probably put in some more food as well. Put that water pipe in there. That'll help out. Just in case they need it. And let's do here. Here. Yeah, this should work. For a nice water area. Let me just move this heater out of the way. Put that back here. And we should be able to add some water. Nice. Okay, there we go. And now that'll help with the buffaloes because they're the ones that needed the water. And it's still covered by the water treatment. Nice. Okay. There we go, guys. There we have it. That is it. So now the only thing we have left to do is just wait around for our 5 stars. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to end off the episode here. And then next episode will be the very final episode of the scenario and of Planet Zoo. Just as soon as we get that 5-star rating up. So I'm just going to basically fast forward a bit and just continue on waiting for those 5 stars and then putting them in the trade center when they're up. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you in what will be the last episode of our Planet Zoo series. The last part of the scenario in the next episode. So I will see you guys then.